Hey there friends, it's Ree. Welcome back to my channel. I appreciate you being here and sharing in this pick a card reading today. So what I'd like to do is to look at what we need to be focusing on as we experience this new moon this week. So without further ado, let's start with a little bit of sound clearing. That's how I like to start all of my readings. Now let's welcome in the energy of the cards. So, Spirit, for pile 1, can we get a card, please? Kind of jumping out of my hands today. Spirit, could we get a card for pile 2, please? And Spirit, could we get a card for pile 3? And let's go ahead and get a crystal for each. If you prefer to choose with crystals. Pile 1, I believe it's a blue onyx. Reminds me of a wave. Can you see that? It's the color and the streaks within the stone. That is for pile 1. And for pile 2, I have indigo capra. And for pile 3, a moss agate carved the shape of a moon. Alright, and let's go ahead and get a rune for each. For pile 1, we have Hagalas. For pile 2, we have Gable. And for pile 3, we have Perthra. Alright, let's give you a few minutes, or about a minute. I'll just leave this up for about a minute for you to choose. And then when you're done, when you've picked your pile, go ahead and click on the timestamp in the description and it'll take you to your reading. And I'm going to remind you that if you're drawn to more than one pile, go ahead and watch that one too. Because this is a reading for general audience, sometimes you'll find your personal message woven throughout the piles. So just take what resonates and leave the rest for some other time. All right. I'll see you in your reading. All right, pile 1, welcome back to your reading. So, you chose the pile with the blue onyx. Hagalaz rune. Both of these connection with water. Yeah, Hagalaz is usually it's a air. It's usually associated with air, but it's like the hailstone. That's the hailstone, the hailstorm, and there's a lot of water in that. And with the blue onyx, I said earlier, it reminds me of a wave, right? It reminds me of a big wave. It reminds me of tsunami. Both the hailstorm and the tsunami are pretty intense events. Both function, I think, like in a tower, like a tower moment, you know, where you can bring down the foundations so that you can rebuild. So that's right off the bat. That's kind of what I'm feeling with these two stones. So emotion. I think there's going to be a focus on emotion with this reading, and we'll see. Let's get into it. All right. So we'll put those here, and then our card is the Sailor. How appropriate. We got waves in there too, and this outward motion, like Hagalaz, I also see as like the light at the center of the storm, right? There's calm, there's peace at the center of what's going on outside. So new influences, wanderlust are the words here. Two fish coming together. I see these as balance, right? That's how I view. It's like a Two of Cups. Things coming together into balance. With all of these waves, the waves look pretty intense right here, right? It's not a flat, glassy day on the ocean, on the sea. So let's see what else your cards have to say. All right, so put that there and let's get going. All right, so Spirit, what message do you have for pile 1 regarding what to focus on the new moon? Pick that one there. What does pile 1 need to focus on at this new moon? I got 2 cards there. Spirit, what does pile 1 need to focus on the new moon? What does pile 1 need to focus on at the new moon? I feel like things are a little out of control as I'm shuffling these. Spirit, what does pile 1 need to focus on at the new moon? Pile 1 have to focus on at the new moon. All right, let's see here. So we have the moon. I feel like we have this association with water. Association with water here. What's she looking for? All right. We have manifestation. We have fire. And we have the 6 of coins. We have the 4 of wands. The Empress. We have the Knight. This is energy, arrival, and action. We have the Chariot. This is journey, success, and progress. And we have the Knight of Pentacles. Prosperity, benefits, investment. All right. Actually, I want to keep that looking like a wave because I think that's important. So what's message do you have for pile 1 spirit? What should they be focusing on here at the new moon? So what I'm seeing, feeling, actually, it's more of a feeling. I feel a lot of frustration, anger. This might not be for everyone, but in general, well, I was going to say not for everyone, but in general, it doesn't make any sense. I think that part of that message right there is that the frustration and anger is going to be a bit different for everyone, and the focus on trying to address that will be different for everyone. That not everyone is in the same spot, in the same position. Yet the similarity here is I feel like there's an issue with the foundations, with the immediate needs of those in this pile, whether it be financial, whether it be emotional nurturing, or maybe it's both. But what I'm seeing, the focus is on it's on that frustration, possibly anger, and I think that might be why Hagalas came out, and this crystal. It's like this immense frustration within you that needs to get out, and it needs to get out in a healthy way. But right now, I feel like it's building, it's building, it's building. And you're not quite sure how to release it, how it's going to manifest in the physical reality, in the physical world. I think that's also that's why we've got the Empress here. That it's not the abundance of good things, but perhaps the abundance of the not so good things that have been happening in life, that's been affecting your how you feel, and it's getting maybe to a boiling point where something needs to happen. There needs to be some sort of release of that energy. Yeah, there's a need here. There's a need for outside help, perhaps, that you're looking for outside help in order to address the basic needs that you have, the immediate need that you have. That you're feeling that somebody needs to take action, and it's kind of like at a standstill, because there's perhaps two different views of how to move forward, or two different paths to take, and nobody's actually making a decision about it. And I feel that it's not it's not your fault. It's not your responsibility, and that's what's causing that frustration. Is that something needs to happen in order for you to get those immediate needs met, those necessities met, fulfilled, and the outside forces, the external forces, aren't actually stepping up to help in the way that you need help. So, what can we do about this? Spirit, what can we do about this? What can pile one do about this issue? How can they take control of what's happening? So what can pile one do about this? What does pile one have control over? How can they approach this? Spirit. Bound, tied. I feel as if some of you watching this may have experienced a tragedy, been in a catastrophe, one of the recent catastrophes, disasters that have been going on, and you feel you feel very much as if you don't have control over how you can fulfill your own basic needs. That can even be like food and water. I don't know if you could hear it, but my stomach, like as soon as we started this pile, my stomach started growling very loudly. So let's see, what else do you have for us, Spirit? What can pile one do in order to get things moving, in order to fulfill the needs that they need? Movement, perhaps. Recognizing that you do need to move yourself away from the situation, from this location even. Let me move these down a bit. You know, it's funny, these cards, you know, on the surface, first glance, they feel very like positive, you know, like we've got the moon, you know, and all the bunnies and abundance and the Empress and you know this, you know, the Knight of Pentacles talking about prosperity, and the Chariot about success and progress, and then, you know, Six of Coins with charity, right? Giving freely. But I feel like this might be what it seems like on the surface. That the rest of the world might be seeing, oh hey, you know, things are being done to help you, but you're not feeling that. And perhaps it is. Perhaps things are in motion to help, but you're not feeling that. Because your basic needs are not being met. So we have Spirit here. The message that I have for you in these cards that I'm seeing is perhaps it's time to move on, to move away from this area that you're in, to get to a place that can provide a bit more stability. Let's see, gotta get another card. Spirit. Yeah. Getting out of that place, if possible, if at all possible, will help you. Will help you get the needs met. Will help you get to where you need to be okay. I feel like it's moving slowly. Things are moving slowly. Things will get better. But the action that you can take in this instance is to get yourself out of there, is to get yourself out of that space. Could I get another message here, Spirit? Let's see. I want to use an oracle card. Actually, yeah, this is an oracle card. See, I'm feeling like indecisive even, and there's this like, oh, I wanna stay with this pile, but let's I know that there's something else that needs to happen. I know that I need to be able to I know what's needed for me to get into a space where I'll be okay. Get another card for pile 1, please, Spirit. Barrier. That the place, the location is a barrier to you getting the help that you need. Let's see. Something else here. I'll use the tarot deck. Yeah. And I think that that's going to be what gets you to the space that you need to be in order for things to get better. And this might not be the answer that you're looking for or what you wanted to hear. This is what Spirit is showing me today in these cards. And it doesn't have to be forever. It doesn't have to be forever. But for the time being, to get yourself into another space where you're not having to deal with the barriers, the obstacles, the bureaucracy, I hear, of getting what you need, getting your basic needs met, ensuring that you're getting the emotional and mental help that you need, so that you don't like blow up, that the frustration doesn't cause you to behave in a way that you wouldn't otherwise, right? It's gonna take a little while, but this week, this new moon, you can go ahead and make a decision to move yourself out of that physical place, that physical location, to get someplace where you can receive the help that you need. And I'm very sorry that you're in this situation. It feels very frustrating from what I feel, and I'm not you. I'm not in that space. I'm not experienced that thing, but Spirit is sharing a bit of that intense frustration and like sadness, and the trauma is very real. And I encourage you to get yourself to a space where you can get the help you need to help you physically. And once you've got those physical needs met, be able to get the emotional and psychological needs met also. You don't want to remain in this space. The Spirit is encouraging you to look at what's available for you to get out of that space, get out of that physical location. Take action. Take action, make a decision, move yourself out of a place that's not a healthy place for you to be. And could I get one more card? Pile one, please. We have heal yourself first with the moon in there. And I do feel like you have to heal and support the physical self first, and you can go back to that place, that location, and then you can do the healing there. So what I would like to do, I'm going to help clear some of that frustration. Take a breath, close your eyes, just listen to the sound. Pile one. This probably wasn't an easy reading for you today. Maybe not the answer that you wanted to hear, but this is what I received from Spirit. And I do hope that what you've heard today helps you in some way. And I wish you the best of luck going forward. Pile two, welcome to your reading. You chose the pile with the indigo gabbro, also known as merlinite, mystical merlinite. It's a stone retrieving, soul fragments, reintegrating them. I thought of that amongst other things, but I thought of that because the little pieces within, you can see within the stone. So that came to mind. And then gable, the rune gable. Sometimes, for me, sometimes this is like opening pathways. In this instance, I feel like it might have to do, I feel the karmic, there's a karmic feeling to this pile. Give and take, perhaps. Perhaps how past life or maybe earlier traumas might be affecting how you treat others, how much you give, how much you receive, whether that's in balance at all. All right, well, let's see what your card is. Put this up here. And let's see, the card is the Hound. Loyalty, chains, and promises. Yep. Definitely feel there's some karma here that we're working through. All right. Well, let's see what other cards Spirit has for you regarding what you should be focusing on this new moon. All right. So let's see. What does pile 2 to focus on the new moon? We have the Empress, who has a lot to give. Is she receiving in return? I don't want to turn all the cards over as we go along. I'm going to go ahead and just shuffle and get out cards that we want to work with today. Spirit, what message you have for pile 2 regarding what they need to focus on? The new moon. I think that's 1, 2, 3. Spirit, what message do you have for pile 2? What they need to focus on this new moon? What does pile 2 need to focus on? This new moon. Spirit, what does pile 2 need to focus on with this new moon? Spirit, what message do you have for pile 2? What do they need to focus on at this new moon? Okay, let's start with these. Okay, let's see, and we have the moon. And we have the 2 of Wands. When I said 2, I heard balance. We have the Fool. going down the rabbit hole, that it's time to do so. Time to dig in and see what karmic influences are affecting you. Yeah. Reward, pleasure, flattery, and the bouquet. We have the tree. Wisdom, spirituality, and growth. Yep. We have, let's do these first. We have the Emperor. Reminiscent of the Devil card, where he's controlling everyone around him. There is puppets. Connections too, though. We have the Seven of Swords. We have the Nine of Pentacles. It says comfort, accomplishment, prosperity, and stability. She's looking wistfully at the bird. We have the Knight of Wands. And the Page of Coins. You've been asking Spirit for help, perhaps, regarding a situation or question on your mind. All right, so let's see here. I think there is an issue of give and take. How much you give and how much you receive. And I think that the feeling I'm getting is that you're giving more than you're receiving, and that's a little bit grating on you. And there's something about it. There's something about it that you've been, I think that you recognize within yourself that you need to stop doing that, that you need to ask that the energy that you give out, and the love and the care, that which you give, that is you, it's your energy, you're giving of your energy, and that you want to have it given back in turn to whoever you're giving it to. This could be work, this could be relationships, but I have a feeling that this is tied to, it could even be marriage, loyalty, chains, promises, contracts that you have, soul contracts that you have. But I do feel like it's wearing you down, that you're definitely feeling it. You're tired of doing what the other is asking you to do, or that you're just giving because you think that that's what's expected of you. And I think that's where the karmic chains come in, is that you yourself feel obligated. You're responding to the other, whoever that may be, or whoever they may be, in a way that you think should be, you know, you're supposed to do that, or that's your role, so therefore you believe that this role entails you giving so much of yourself without gaining anything in return. And I think what Spirit is asking you to do here in this spread is it's time to deal with that. Why do you feel that way? There's almost, I think for some of you, you're kind of fed up with the situation that you're in, and you're wanting to just, I'm done. I'm out of here. I'm finished. I don't want to deal. I don't want to deal with you anymore. I don't want to deal with the situation anymore. You know, peace out. I think what Spirit is asking you to do here is to go inward. To go inward and see why you're doing it in the first place. Why you're giving so much in the first place without setting the rules and the boundaries of the give and take. You have the power to break this cycle. And I think this is what the focus should be on at this new moon. Instead of running away and having it occur again in some other situation or some other relationship, I think Spirit is asking you to come back, come on, bring it to center. Let's take a look at why we're responding in that way. Why do we get ourselves into this situation in the first place, where we're not setting the conditions for our own needs to be met. And this is, you know, honestly, this is spiritual work. This is growth. And I think that you kind of know that, and that's you've been asking Spirit, why? Why does this happen to me? Why does this always happen to me? And I think the message here is that we are needing to work on figuring out our the internal work here. Why do you do it? What got you to this point in the first place? And for some of you, it might be past life. I do feel there's a lot of karmic ties here, where the current situation you're in is actually, I kind of want to say fated, that this is a lesson that you chose to work on, that you want to work on this particular aspect of yourself, that you want to be able to break that cycle. And it might not just for you, it might not just be for you, it might be generational or familial karma. But you're the one being presented with this opportunity. And you know, I said Gable, give and take, and that it also reminded me of portals, you know, of openings. And I think that this is an opening for you to address that, not just for you, but for your family. I think this is ancestral karma also. For some of you, it might have to do with your role as wife and mother, husband, father. But let's get a little bit more information. What can we do to work on this issue here? Spirit, could we get a message for Pile 2? What steps can Pile 2 take to address this? What steps can Pile 2 take to address this? Get one more, please. Spirit. Okay, pile 2. Oopsies. I have union. And these are hopeful cards. Again, you know, look, they're both, as you're moving away, wistfully looking away, thinking about moving on, getting out of it. But the message here is of hope and union. And I believe that the tie here in with the other in this situation, in this current life, is a soul contract. It's the opportunity. You set this up ahead of time. Before you came into this life, your soul set this up so that you could work through this karmic issue. And here it is, the portal is opening, and now how do you address it, right? How do you work on it? And I think this message is a reminder, or not a reminder, a remembrance, you know, a message for you to remember, you know, why you're at this point. That it's not time to run away. It's time to work on that fear. I think it is a fear that's keeping you stuck in a cycle of leaving when things get hard, or when you feel like you're giving and not getting in the way that you want to get. And part of this, I think, is going to be communication, is being able to communicate clearly what it is that you need, what it is that you need to feel appreciated, to feel loved, and having that conversation with yourself and with the other. I think that's gonna bring a change in the relationship. It's gonna bring more hope into it. I think that I'm hearing that there's a reminder that things aren't gonna happen overnight. I think this is some of the first steps that you're taking in order to break the cycle, to bring these pieces of you back into yourself that you feel that, you know, you've given. Take it back, bring it back to center, and then try to understand what it is that you're doing and why you're doing and why you're feeling. And a new moon is a good time to go inward. For this type of shadow work. Let's see if we have one more message from Spirit for you. Do you have anything else for pile 2, Spirit? Anything else for pile 2? We might have 2. Let's see. Yep, we have 2 stuck together. Have the hanging bones, seeing the signs, and pause, enter at your own risk. And I wonder if they've been stuck together the whole time in this deck. Pretty certain they weren't, but that's interesting that they came out stuck together. And I think part of that message, and don't let the imagery scare you, because I don't get any bad feelings about this at all. But I think that it's paying attention to how you're feeling, to your intuition. What is your intuition telling you? What is your intuition telling you about this situation? Do you feel that it's you, or do you feel that it's the other? Do you feel like, honestly, be honest in your answers. And you don't need to tell me, you don't need to tell anybody else. You're just talking to yourself, right? And your guides and spirit. Is the problem within the relationship or the contract? Is it all the fault of the other? Or do you feel that you have some responsibility in it? Because usually within a relationship, there's, it takes two. And you can't control what the other person is doing. I think that's really important that you hear that. You cannot control the other, but you can control yourself and how you react and how you respond to situations and how you understand your own behaviors and triggers. So I think this new moon is a time to go inward and ask yourself these questions. And I kind of laugh when I see this card because enter at your own risk. Take a pause. Don't take off. Don't go anywhere. But the enter at your own risk is you're going inward. And when you go inward, it starts this chain of events of understanding who you are, why you do the things you do. And that is going to bring about some transformation. And that's kind of I call it the joy of shadow work, although a lot of people don't think shadow work brings joy, except at the end, once you learn the lessons and come to the understanding of it. Shadow work is hard. So enter at your own risk. But this is your message from Spirit today, is to take a pause. Think about it. Think about the things that you control, the way that you respond, and how that affects the decisions that you make regarding relationships. And that's all I have for you today, Pile 2. I will say that if you are drawn to more than one pile, go ahead, watch that one too. But take what resonates out of this. This is a general reading, so it might not be, it all might not resonate, but what does resonate, go ahead and take that and think on it and see what comes out this week. See what surfaces this week. See what you can do with that this week, what understandings that you have about it. Alrighty. Well, thanks so much for joining me. I appreciate it. If you have enjoyed the reading, could you please give a like? And if you haven't already, subscribe and enable notifications to find out when there's new content on the channel. If you would like a personal reading, please check out my Etsy shop. I've got the link in the page description, the channel description, I should say. This is similar to the Right Here, Right Now, which usually gives a message from Spirit at this point in your life. But I also do a few others. I do ancestor readings. I do past life readings, which might be, useful to you in understanding exactly why you do the things you do and whether whether there are karmic connections to it and how you can deal with it, right? So that would be the past matters reading. And then a few others, of course. But anyway, check it out. Thank you so much for joining me today, and I will see you next time, I hope. Sending much love to you. Bye-bye. Hey there, Pile 3. Welcome to your reading. You chose the pile with the moon, moss, agate. I like how the white is interspersed in that. It reminds me of, right now it's reminding me of soap, washing something away, or flow, movement and flow. Although, yeah, I'm really getting like, I don't know why it's soap, cleansing. And then we have Parastral, a rune of joy or initiation, or I think lots of meanings here. When it's this way, I kind of think of it as like a horseshoe for luck. Getting good luck. If it's up, it comes in. If it's facing downward, you're losing luck, bringing luck in. Are we washing away the bad luck this week? Hopefully not washing away any good luck. All right, so let's see. And the card is the King. Control, reversal of fortune. Now, fortune can be good, fortune can be bad. Good luck, bad luck. That's in keeping with the crystal and the rune here. I think the important message here might be control. I get a little bit of arrogance with this. To be wary of arrogance. But also to be able to take control in a manner that brings good fortune to you. To reverse any bad fortune. All right, so let's see what else Spirit has to say about this. All right, so start here. Spirit, what message do you have for Pile 3 regarding what they should focus on this new moon? Spirit, what message do you have for Pile 3 regarding what they should focus on this new moon? I think it's this one. And the world, completion. Completion of something. And it's interesting, you know, in Pile 1, I didn't flip this card over right away. I kept it down. But in the last 2 piles, for some reason, I just went ahead and flipped it over. You needed to see it right away. Something of import. Abundance. Understanding. I'm getting knowing when to let go of control. Also, interesting. Okay, let's see what else we got. Spirit, what message do you have for Pile 3 regarding their focus at the new moon? Spirit, what message do you have for Pile 3 regarding focus at the new moon? I'm getting slowed down also. Slow down. What are we slowing down, Spirit? Let's see. Spirit, what message do we have for Pile 3 regarding the new moon? What to focus on at the new moon? Spirit, what to focus on? Pile 3 at the new moon. To focus on at the new moon. Pile 3. What to focus on. Pile 3 at the new moon. Nope. Come back here. I saw you. We need to focus on at the new moon. Spirit, what does Pile 3 need to focus on? Well, I guess we got the 2 there. Spirit, what does Pile 3 need to focus on at the new moon? Alright, so, 3 cards there also. Let's see what we got here. Got the World. We have the Eight of Swords. You feel like you're having a stroke of bad luck that you can't get out of. What's making you feel bound? We have the Knight of Cups. We have Page of Wands. This is good news, communication. Good news, communication. Do we have the Fool? Purity, potential, risk, innocence, and desire. She's not really watching where she's going, is she? Well, I guess that's mostly how the Fool card is represented. She's being distracted. Distracted by the pretty things. Move this out of the way just a tad bit. All right. And we have the King of Wands. He doesn't really notice his drum is on fire. As he's looking ahead, looking at the path ahead. Maybe not paying attention. The Eight of Cups. The path isn't straightforward, huh? Again, being distracted. There's a lot of distraction in here. The Ace of Cups. Again, she's distracted by the little moth. There's so much more in her cup. And we have a star. Oh, again, something shiny, huh? We have the Six of Pentacles. Yes, please. That's what I'm hearing. I think a sense of lack. A sense of lack perhaps is making you hungry for something that you think you need, and it's distracting you from dealing with the thing that needs your attention right away. We have, Five of Pentacles. That is the card of lack. Of the grass being greener on the other side, perhaps. Of wanting more than you need. There is a wound there. And we have the Queen of Wands. Kind of reminds me a bit of the Justice card too, right? Where the lions are the scales. And the Queen is balanced. I'll put that here. We've got room for that. We have the Magician. I'm just going to take it and go. What are you creating? We have the Man. It's this masculine male figure, the Querent. kind of grumpy. I get ancestor vibes here. Where am I going to put this last one? Like something doesn't fit in the puzzle. That's how I feel. The witch hare. Cross the threshold. Leap the hedge. Go over the wall. Put that right there. Feel like something's missing, and that's why it doesn't all come together the way that we'd want it to. So, what do I see here? I think we talked about at the start, right? Pair throw, Rune of Joy. We talked about it being luck. You know, you're getting luck, it's coming in. How's it gonna focus? Either coming in or it's going out. Sorry, I don't think it's gonna focus there. And then I thought the stone was like soap, like you're washing your hands of something. Washing your hands of something. And then I see this little hole. It's like a heart. Shaped like a heart. You see it? Something's missing. Something's missing. There's a hole, perhaps, that you're trying to fill. So the focus should be on understanding this distraction. What is the thing that is distracting you from dealing with the root issue, the root cause? And I feel as if this root cause, the thing that is missing, the thing that you feel you're lacking, and the hole that you're trying to fill up, is childhood. It's a childhood or a childhood trauma. And that's what I'm getting here. It's you're wanting someone else to fill that hole, or you're something else to fill that hole, and not the thing that needs to fill it, which is your self-worth. Your cup of self-worth is not filled. But you're charging ahead, perhaps. You're charging ahead, grasping for things, trying to fill that. And I think that Spirit, a message here from Spirit, is that this is gonna backfire. This might reverse your fortunes here, because you're not seeing, you're kind of refusing to see the real motivation behind what you're doing. Remember at the start I said something about arrogance, and that is a way that arrogance can be shown, is that no, I know what I'm doing, I got it all under control, I know, but perhaps the thing that you do know is that you're not dealing with the issue at hand that needs to be dealt with. You're filling, but you're not filling it with the right things. I think an outward expression of you right now is that everything's good, everything's balanced, everything's under control. You're making it happen despite any bad luck or despite the lack. You're making it happen. You are in control, and you are manifesting all the things that you want. But Spirit's offering you the chance right now to really take a look. Take a look at what's missing. Try and come to an understanding of what it is that's really making you, I heard overachieve for some of you. Overachieve. What's making you want more and more and more when what you really need is perhaps less. Contentment, gratitude, I'm hearing. So the focus, this new moon, is to seek out some time alone, to be by yourself, to understand what it is that needs to be filled, what it is that's causing the hole, what it is that makes you feel like you're not good enough, you're not achieving your potential, because I think that you are achieving your potential, but it's not good enough for you. That you keep thinking it's not good enough, it's not good enough. That you keep pushing more, or taking more. And that's getting you off balance. You're about to reverse your fortunes, perhaps, because you're not paying attention. You're not paying attention to what you need to pay attention to. And it's stemming from this feeling of lack. Maybe not having enough when you're younger, maybe not getting the love that you needed when you were younger, the nurturing, the care, the attention. And maybe people focused on you when you did that big thing, that great thing. Maybe for some of you, that thing that pissed people off. So you got their attention that way too. You rebel, you. But attention. Let's talk about attention. Why do you feel you need attention? Why is what you're doing for yourself not enough for you? I think that's the message here, and that's the focus. Spend some time with that and try and understand why you're behaving in the way that you're behaving, why things aren't good enough for you, why you feel you're not good enough for something or for others. And let's see if Spirit has another message for you. Get maybe a little bit of clarity on this, Spirit, for pile 3. And get a little more. Yep, nourishment. I'll put that here. So I really feel like that's where the lack was. Another card here. What are we working with here? Passion, desire, right? One more card for pile 3. Spirit. That's more than one. Could I get a card for pile 3? Kindreds. So what I'm getting here, these cards, I think that what would benefit you is to find some information about, when you understand what it is that you are lacking or why you feel a certain way, seek out others who have expressed that they have the same issues, that they feel like they're not good enough, or that, you know, they're trying to understand why they feel that they can't ever be at that pinnacle. And I think the group, within the group, that's going to provide that nourishment to fill that hole, that emptiness that is driving you. I'm trying to understand where passion is coming into it. Well, passion is, you know, desire, right? What is the basis of the desire? Because passion is what drives us. So if something's a bit off balance, right, and right off the bat I'm feeling like power, personal power, your solar, your hello, I can't even think of the words. Hello. Your chakra, your solar chakra, your sacral chakra, solar plexus. That's the word. Plexus. It's a center at the core. Your solar plexus chakra, your sacral chakra, the root chakra, security, where your security is. In order to address this drive that might be pushing you in directions and on paths that perhaps may reverse your fortunes or not be so wonderful for you, is to bring yourself back to your root, to that feeling of security, that perhaps security, self-worth, your personal power, that was affected in childhood by how others treated you, by how you understood worth could be gained when you were worthy all along, right? And I'm going to put this here. And what I want to do is for this pile also, I did it in pile 1, but I don't think that this is a completely different deal here. But pile 1, I cleared some of that energy. So let's go ahead and do that. Any kind of blocks that pile 3 is experiencing in their root, sacral, solar plexus. If something is on overdrive, personal power might be on overdrive. We want to bring that back into balance with the root and the sacral and the heart also. I think that's what we want to bring it back to heart also. So take a deep breath and just close your eyes and listen for a moment. Bring that back into balance. Let me give you a little head start at what you can be sitting with and working on this week. All right, so that's what I have for you today, pile 3. I wish you the best of luck this week. The ability to sit and be honest with yourself and see what comes up and see what Spirit wants to give you a hand with, help you come to understanding the type of nourishment that Spirit offers. All right. Thanks so much for joining me today. I really appreciate it. If you enjoyed the reading, please give a like to the video. You know, I'm a new channel, and this is a project for me. I've always, you know, I've had my own issues with the solar plexus and being able to speak. I always write out my readings. I love writing out my readings because I get to sit with it, and Spirit just flows through the keyboard for me. But this is something that I was called to do, to sit with my, it's not really a fear of public speaking, but it's like being able to get the mind, heart connected and get that flow. So that's what this project is. It's a project. This YouTube channel is a project for me of growth, of being able to speak the message that I get from Spirit and not just have to type it out. So pushing boundaries, sitting in that feeling of being uncomfortable and working through it. And thank you for joining me in this. I really appreciate your support. Anyway, if you haven't already subscribed, please do so. If you do want to get more readings like this, and enable the notifications to find out whenever there's new content on the channel. I do personal readings. I'm only doing it through my Etsy shop at the moment. The link is in the page description. It is called Weaving Fate on Etsy. This is similar to a Right Here, Right Now reading if you're looking for something along those lines. I also do past life and ancestor readings, among a few others, and working on getting some new readings up in the shop too in the next couple weeks to a month. So that's all I have for you. Thanks so much for joining me again, and sending much love to you, and I will see you next time. Bye-bye.